How's it going, everybody? Nerds Rising here, and welcome back to the Nerd Cave. In today's video, it is that time once again for the top 10 wins of the month, and wow, guys, we have some absolutely banger submissions in here. Really crazy wins. So thank you to everyone who sent me in battles. Thank you to everyone who sent me in battles that did not get featured. Unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, a ton of people sent me in battles, which means the quality of the battles featured are even better than the last two competitions. But at the same time, that means not everybody did get featured. So if you did not see your battle featured, don't feel too bad. I do this competition every single month, so just send me in some more next month. And I do have an honorable mentions page at the end of the video as well, just to shout out everybody who didn't make it in. So thank you to everyone who sent me in the battles. It's really going to be a fun video, guys, so make sure you watch them all. We will be voting on the best battle, and keep in mind, this is not necessarily a spice competition, so not all the teams you see here are going to be the spiciest ever, but what we're looking for is those crazy battles where you lose lead and you still win, or you have a crazy BM or a nice catch. We're just looking for some really good game mechanics, and I want you guys to keep that in mind when we vote on these battles here, probably tomorrow. So let's get right into it. Again, we do have 10. Gonna be a little bit of a longer video, but it's gonna be a fun one. And also, by the way, if you have not liked this video yet, please like it, because I was up till 4:30 in the morning working on all these graphics, and yeah, I probably could, there's probably an easier way that I could do this. It wouldn't take as long, but I probably spent almost 6 hours on these graphics, so give it a like if you haven't, guys, and subscribe if you're not subscribed, because it takes me quite a while to put this together. So let's get right into it here. First battle is going to be from XYZeke, and a lot of these battlers do have small channels, by the way, so we'll be linking those in the description, as well as making a little thingy pop up. So let's see what XYZeke can do. This is the single type cup as well. These battles are in chronological order, so the order I receive them is the order that you're going to see them in. We have a pretty difficult lead here into Sylveon. Definitely really not great for the whole team. So XYZeke here definitely has to stay in, and very nice move timing there. Throws after 10 counters, which is actually correct timing. You don't, very rarely are you going to need to throw after 10, but perfect timing there. And again, throws after 1 counter there, so very nice move timing. I like the double body slam, honestly, because if the Sylveon would have shielded an Earthquake there, this could have gotten very difficult for the backline. So ends up losing the matchup, but gets it very low, and now going to commit to a very aggressive double kick farm down with a double. So nicely played so far. Now Vigoroth is going to come in here, which is not really what you want to see. We were hoping that the Sylveon was the best answer for the backline, but it looks like they do have 2 answers. Throws again after very good timing here, and gonna call that he barely lives this body slam. Can't double hang on here, and of course the goat hangs on, and recognizing there that he probably isn't gonna make back-to-back body slam, so settles for the payback, which is gonna do more raw damage, and now wants to preserve the double there for a potential catch in the end game, and is going to bring the Umbreon here. So Umbreon has a lot of work to do. Hopefully this is not like a Charm double counter user team. And no, it's going to be a Grimer in the back. So this is going to be pretty tricky end game here. The opponent does still have a shield. And I don't think, I'm not quite sure if 2 foul plays is going to KO. I think 2 foul plays probably just barely doesn't KO an XL Grimer. So gonna have to call a bait here or shield the move, and he does shield the Sludge Bomb, so that's big there. Again, throwing on perfect timing here after 1 Snarl, and now just really needs to make probably another foul play after this one. Again, I'm just not quite sure. Maybe you should go for the last resort here, but I don't know, and maybe he's gonna even need to make a catch here, I'm not sure, and does make the catch onto the double. Very well done there. And this was the Sludge Bomb as well, so perfectly done there. And recognizes here that he probably is going to have to throw energy on this Vigoroth. Otherwise, the counter damage probably just about puts him into Sludge Bomb range. So throws it right away, and now Umbreon is going to need to clutch this out here and somehow live this Sludge Bomb. Can you do it, Umbreon? And he barely lives it, and he barely gets the Snarl farmed out. Oh my gosh, a little bit of lag there, but crazy win there. So that was just a very good example, guys, of perfect move timing there, winning the battle. Beautiful catch, and just a very well played game. So great start to the video here. Next battle, we have Milchbar Joe, probably butchering the name, but he's running a very spicy team in the single type cup with Primeape, Mew, and Shadow Mewtwo with Thunderbolt as well. You love to see it. So let's get right into this battle here. And we have a Shadow Muck on the lead, so pretty bad lead for the Primeape. Going to immediately stay switch into the Mew, and we'll have to see what the opponent's going to do here. It looks like they are going to stay in, and he's going to go straight for the Flame Charge here. So I like this play, and let's see what the opponent does here. Hopefully they're not running Acid Spray, Otherwise, the Shadow Muck can probably just double shield and farm all the way down. But no, they do bait with a Thunder Punch there. I believe they did build up to the Dark Pulse, and there recognizes that he's not going to make the Flame Charge before they make their Dark Pulse. So gonna just let the Mew go here, and does throw on CMP. Very well done. Actually, just another Thunder Punch, but this is probably worse because it gives that Muck a little bit of farm, and now I think Primate probably has to tank a move here, and yeah, you kind of have to let it go because you don't want Shadow Mewtwo to be without shields, and that Shadow Muck just put in so much work there, and the opponent has a Surf Fetch in the back, and I don't think that Shadow Mewtwo here is going to be able to fully Psycho Cut farm down, so going to have to probably throw either on CMP or just before. Does throw just before they make their next move, and now Shadow Mewtwo here has a lot of work to do. What is the opponent going to have in the back? And they have a double. So throws after 4 Psycho Cuts here. Very nice move timing. And I think the double's going to have to throw just about right away here. Yeah, and they don't throw. Mewtwo makes the move. And now I think Primeape is going to be able to sweep this game. I think the Shadow Muck actually does get the farm down, but he banked the Cross Chop earlier. So gets the Cross Chop up. And that is going to be a GG. So yeah, I think the double there, if the double would have thrown right away, then the Primeape could have just farmed down and then still won CMP against the Shadow Muck. So very well played game there. Very cool team by Milchbarjo. And into the next battle, we have the Shadow Master himself, Jamie Finn. If you guys somehow don't know about Jamie Finn, you absolutely have to check him out. One of my all-time favorite content creators and an absolute mad lad as well. Always running triple Shadow teams. And he is running the Shadow Ledian, Shadow Regirock, and the Shadow Alolan Graveler in the Retro Cup. And if you guys didn't know, he spent like 600,000 Stardust or something crazy on this team as well. So shout out to him, absolute mad lad. Let's see what he has for us in this battle. And we have a terrible lead here. Pidgeot into the Shadow Ledian, and the opponent waits a minute and they bring it up Pelipper to the Shadow Alolan Graveler. So they clearly have no answer whatsoever for this thing. And honestly, I like the play there of getting the shield, and now can probably just farm all the way down. These Volt Switches are absolutely slapping the Pelipper here, and gets the full farm down, and they're definitely not going to be bringing back in that Pidgeot. So what do they have in the back? And it's a Frostlass, so they have literally no response on their entire team to a Rock type, and unfortunately for them, Jamie Finn is about to just 1v3 this entire team with the Shadow Alolan Graveler. And check this out, the Graveler's not even at half health yet, and if you don't know about Jamie Finn, guys, this man does not bait. So absolutely, he's going to be full sending the Stone Edge. BMs undercharges it to a nice, still one-shots the Pidgeot. And now Rock Blast is easily going to be KOing the Frostlass. And he pulls off the clean 1v3 sweep there. And that is a GG. So very well played to Jamie, as always. Make sure you guys check him out. And in the next battle, we have Pray to God 42. And sorry, guys, I was up so late last night that I kind of almost lost my voice a little bit just from staying up all night to do these dang graphics. So again, make sure you guys leave a like on the video if you haven't yet. And anyway, we're going to check out Pray to God here 42 in the Great League Remix, running a Shadow Alolan Sandslash, Shadow Drapion, and a Skuntank. And let's see what he has in store for us today. And in the lead, we have a Toxapex. So this is not that bad for the Sandslash. Definitely a winning matchup, but unfortunately he is running Powder Snow here, so that makes it a little bit less comfortable. And he's also lagging a ton here, so unfortunately that Drill Run doesn't even do half of Toxapex's health. That is just insane bulk for the Toxapex. So I don't quite think that another one's going to KO, and they bring in a Quagsire. So despite the really good lead here, he has no answer to this Quagsire whatsoever. So yeah, going to bring in the Drapion here. Yeah, I don't really know what else you can do here. At least the Drapion's very spammy here, and that Mud Bomb does so much damage. Fortunately, it's not a Shadow Quag, so Drapion can barely live that, but I'm not quite sure if he makes another crunch here before he gets farmed down. Can he get there? And he lives on 1 HP and gets to the crunch, and this is probably going to be forcing a shield from the Quag. And no, they just let it go, so that is amazing. Fortunately, they let it go, but unfortunately, they have a Mandibuzz in the back, and his Alolan Sandslash here is getting very low, and the opponent makes a beautiful catch onto the Ice Punch here on the Toxapex, and now going to be forced to bring in that Skuntank. And what started out, I should say, as a very comfortable matchup is actually going very bad now. He still has 2 shields at the very least, but his A-Slash is getting low, his Skuntank is getting low, and this Toxapex is still alive. And they shield the crunch, and now probably going to be forced to give the shield on the brine. And it's going to be a very difficult farm down for the Skuntank. And he lets the brine go, and now he's lagging. Can he get the crunch off? The game is lagging. almost surrenders there, doesn't get the move off. The Skuntank just gets fully farmed down there while he was lagging, and I believe the opponent switched that Toxapex out and banked a move, and now Alolan Sandslash is going to have to clutch out this game against the very healthy Mandibuzz and against the Toxapex, and I believe the Toxapex does have a move there, so I think he has to commit to the full farm down here to win this battle. It's going to be very, very close. Sandslash barely lives it, gets off the draw, and this is a CMP tie, and I think he has the win now, and the Toxapex goes down. So wow, very close game there, despite the very, very good lead there. A lot of lag and some nice plays by the opponent make that a very close win there. So good game there to Pray to God 84. And into the next battle we have Citizennate in the Open Great League. And Citizennate, if you guys don't recognize the team, is running my signature team with the Triple D theme team that is very, very strong for climbing. If you guys haven't seen my videos, definitely make sure you check those out because this is a very tried and true team, very, very strong. And let's see what Citizennate can do with it. Shadow Swampert lead here. So this is a kind of awkward lead. It is I would probably say it's better to be the Swampert in this matchup, especially the Shadow, because the Shadow can basically two-shot the DD with the Hydro Cannons. And I like the way he's playing this so far. You pretty much just have to build up a ton of energy here and then start throwing your Psycho Boost, and does get a shield here, which is very nice, and now going to safe switch into the double, which is exactly how you want to play this team, because if you stay in with the DD and you take too much damage, then if they had something like a Medicham in the back, they're just going to fully sweep your team with a Medi. So the Swampert there did bank a Hydro Cannon, and they switch into a knocked out, and this is perfectly fine here. This is exactly what you want to have. This is exactly basically how you want the team to work. You want to draw out that flyer with the double and then potentially set up the Diggersby for the sweep in the end game. And the opponent is over farming. I like the over farm by him, shielding up the Sky Attack, and now easily going to make 2 more body slams, and this might just about KO the knockdown here, and can double farm down, just barely cannot farm down. And I like this play, just going to let it go, and probably going to come in and get some farm on the DD here. And I'm imagining the opponent's probably going to bring back in that Swampert and force the last shield, and they do, but I think he should be able to outpace now to 2 Psycho Boosts, and hopefully if that knockdown was their best response to a double safe switch, hopefully the Diggersby in the back should be able to clutch out this end game. Makes the back-to-back Psycho Boost, going to get rid of it right away, probably going to be switching immediately into the Diggersby. What do they have in the back? And they have a Shadow Abomasnow, so this is not what you want to see, but fortunately he is running Quick Attack here, and I think these Quick Attacks should do enough damage to where the opponent's going to be forced to throw, and they do throw. They need to throw the Energy Ball to KO here. Can Diggersby live it? No, he cannot live it. Can Deoxys farm down? And they just barely farm down. I think the opponent was just getting to their Weather Ball there, so very close battle there, but beautifully played with my signature team by Citizennate, so very well done there. And into the next battle, we have one of my very good friends, fellow content creator, and admin on my Discord, WinRegalia. Awesome guy, make sure you guys check him out, and he is running an Abomasnow, Shadow Gliscor, and Carbink team here, and let's see what he can do with the team. Again, sorry guys for my voice. A little bit rough right now, but we have a Shadow Golbat on the lead, and they safe it in the double. Very nice reactions there. Immediately brings in the Shadow Gliscor and throws the Night Slash on CMP. Didn't build up to the Earthquake, but the double can live a Shadow Earthquake anyway, and just wants to go for the safer play of going straight Night Slash. And since he switched in so quickly, should be able to just match shields here and easily can keep switch advantage. Could have even lived that body slam, but just wants to play it safe. Go for the Night Slash here, and he did boost, by the way, on that first Night Slash. And now, does the opponent just take their shield advantage? No, they're actually not going to do that, and they're going to try to fight for switch, but again, I don't think, since he's switching so fast, I don't think that the opponent can take switch here. They are going to force both shields, but WinRegalia is going to maintain alignment here, which is very important. I guess it doesn't really matter that much, because the Carbink could handle the lead, but the opponent brings in a Scrafty. They go for the Earthquake catch onto the Shadow Golbat, but oh my gosh, guys, that's a resisted Earthquake there. It nearly one-shots the Golbat from full health. I almost think we need to go back and watch that again, guys. We have to see that Earthquake damage one more time. That is a resisted charge move there on the Golbat. The opponent makes a very nice catch there. Hold on, I went too far. The opponent tries to make a very nice catch there onto the Shadow Golbat. Check this out, guys. I don't know if I've ever seen a resisted charge move do that much damage. Nearly one-shotting the Golbat, and now he has the Carbink ready for the Scrafty, and that is going to be a GG. So the opponent there, thinking that they were making a beautiful play, ends up basically costing them the game. I don't really think it mattered that much, because I think EQ there probably would have nearly one-shotted the Scrafty anyway since he was boosted, but crazy win there by Winregalia, awesome battle. And in the next battle here, we have an absolute mad lad, 89 CGY Flames fan here, is running a Frostlast double sheep team with a level 50 Hundo Wooloo, guys. And if you don't know, Wooloo does not even break 800 CP, and Flames fan here is already a legend, and he said that he dropped over 300 elo trying to get a win with his team, and massive respect to this guy. Just crazy, crazy spice here, and let's see what kind of win he did manage to get. We have an Azu lead here into the Frostlast, which is very, very bad, but you definitely have to stay in, because I'm imagining that Wooloo basically loses to every single thing probably in the meta. Does it even win to things like Trevenant or Ghost types? I don't know. It probably can't be Trevenant since it's got electric and normal type moves, and I doubt that it even beats things like Sableye or other Ghost types. So gonna just stay in with the Frostlast. Very nice move timing here. Going straight Shadow Ball. I think that's the play. Don't want to risk an Avalanche bait being no shielded, and can barely live a play rough here, and I think should make the Shadow Ball, and actually banks that energy for later, and I really like that play, because I think the Azu is just about in Body Slam range, so that Shadow Ball probably is going to come in handy later on, and the double safe which does draw out a Stun Fist, which is really nice, because, I mean, again, Wooloo's going to be losing to everything, but at the very least, going to keep the Wooloo away from this thing, because the G-Fist is going to be fully walling all of the energy from the Wooloo, so does shield off the double. At this point, I don't really think there's a reason to save a shield for the Wooloo. I'm sure that it's going to get destroyed in the end game, and does actually take out the G-Fist here, so that's very nice. And what do they have in the back? They actually bring back in the Azu here, going to massively overfarm, and I think if the opponent shields us, you can probably snipe with a Frostlast, and they just let it go down, and they have a Cresselia in the back, so this is definitely not what you want to see. Unfortunately, the opponent still has a shield remaining, so this is going to be very tricky, and they no-shield the payback. They're recognizing that he has the Shadow Ball, and they throw perfectly just as he's making the Body Slam. So now, guys, I think that he's going to need the Wooloo to clutch here, and he goes for the CMP Sack Swap, but unfortunately just ends up catching the move on the Frostlast. All that energy goes to waste, and now we need Wooloo to be able to take a move here. Come on, little buddy. Tank this Moonblast. Can you do it, Wooloo? We're at 798 CP. He barely lives it. Can he make the back-to-back stops? Perfect charge move timing there. I believe he's on 1 HP right now, and he's at the back-to-back, and he makes the second stop. Oh my gosh, guys. We have just witnessed a Wooloo tanking a move, living on 1 HP, and taking out a Cresselia. And if that didn't do my voice in, I absolutely do not know what will. Crazy, crazy win there. And that's a 3-5, by the way, with his team. I think he only won 4 battles with the team, but that's a 3-5 running a Wooloo in the Great League. So, huge shout out to this man. Into the next battle, we have fellow content creator KingGBL. Really awesome content creator, guys. If you somehow aren't subscribed to him, definitely make sure you check out his channel. This guy makes probably the best thumbnails on YouTube, or at least in Pokemon, in my opinion, but he's running a Clefable double Shadow Mudboy team in the Open Great League. Very cool team by him, and he leads into a Venusaur, so this is probably the worst possible thing you could see with this team. And yeah, what do you even do here? You definitely have to stay with the Clefable, but unfortunately gets baited as well, and now that means he's not going to be able to outpace the Venusaur to 3 Meteor Matches if the opponent doesn't want him to. And fortunately, they do let him get to this Meteor Match before they throw another move, and they let it go. This is absolutely massive. And again, the opponent is massively overfarming here, allowing him to get to a 3rd Meteor Match. So this is honestly huge here, because now I think you could just let the Clefable go down. I think the opponent probably there should have thrown immediately to pressure shields, but since they don't, the Shadow Swampert now has a chance to take out the Venusaur. He does have to get up his last shield, but gets rid of this Venusaur, and now hopefully the opponent is very weak in the back and makes a beautiful catch here onto the Shadow Walrein. From the Shadow Walrein onto the Shadow Quag, and unfortunately just basically going to be fully sacking the Quagsire here, and now just needs Shadow Swampert to clutch this game out. Very nicely timed here. Throws just before they make the spear. KOs the Walrein. What do they have in the back? It's an opposing Swampert, and just barely makes the EQ on 1 HP, and Earthquake one-shots the opposing Swampert on 1 HP. Oh my gosh, very well played game there. And that, folks, right there is why you do not top left until you're sure the battle's over, because yeah, that was looking extremely rough from the start, but somehow Shadow Swampert gets the clean 1v3 sweep and takes that game. So very well played by KingGBL. Next battle, we have Small ZG87 running a Jellicent, Registeel, and Hisuian Arcanine team here in the Fossil Cup. Very cool team. I don't even have a Hisuian Growlithe, so really wish I had one, but we'll see what he has on the lead here. He has a Lantern lead here, so this is probably the worst thing you could see for this team as well, because the Hisuian Arcanine definitely does not want to see that that Lantern either. So switches into the Registeel and draws out an Escavalier, and the opponent was a little bit slow on the swap there, so I think the Reggie should just about make 2 moves here, and fortunately does get the debuff as well, and gets to the move on 1 HP, and now should be forcing both shields here. So despite the really rough lead, at the very least does grab both shields, and I think you just have to bring in the Jellicent here and just use it as a damage sponge to take out this Escavalier, and hopefully can come out of this matchup with some energy for the Lantern. So still looking a little bit rough so far. Small ZG here is getting fully hard countered Mon for Mon, but still has 2 shields, still playing it out. Again, the Escav is debuffed, so able to massively overfarm there, tank 2 drill runs, and I think they're just about in Surf range here. So does take it out with a Surf, and now going to be able to make a Shadow Ball against the Lantern, and this is absolutely crucial damage here, because Hisuian Arcanine is going to be taking double super effective damage from Surf, so definitely cannot switch out here, and probably going to get baited here. Unfortunately, does get baited. Can he make another Shadow Ball? And does make a Shadow Ball. This is a CMP tie. This is absolutely massive. And I think now you just have to save your shield for the Arcanine. And hopefully Arcanine has a good matchup in the back. And I think the Lantern's going to be switching out here. They would get Snarl farmed out. And there's a Pelipper in the back. So again, he's getting fully hard countered Mon for Mon. A Weather Ball definitely would one-shot the Arcanine, but still has a shield and just needs this Rock Slide to KO. Come on, Arcanine. KO this Pelipper, and he one-shots the Pelipper, and he snarls down the Lantern. So crazy win there, guys. Again, similar to the last battle, that is why you do not top left until the battle is over, because that was a full, basically Mon for Mon hard counter there by the opponent, and he still pulls off the win. Very nicely done. And into the final battle of the video, guys, we have dDTantAgda running a Walrein double Fairy line in the Open Ultra League, and if you aren't noticing, the Shadow Grand Ball is actually running Snarl and not Charm. So let's see what he can do in the last battle of the video. Walrein on Walrein mirror here. Very, very boring matchup. The ice moves are all going to be double resistant, and Walrein is so bulky here, you definitely just want to go straight Earthquake. Way too risky to bait, because as you're going to see, Earthquake does not even do half of Walrein's health, so pretty boring mirror match, to be honest. Opponent's probably going to be full sending it as well. They do full send it, and he does win CMP on the Walrein, so he will have to keep that in mind. And the opponent there, he safe switches into the Shadow Grand Ball, and the opponent waits a minute, and then they bring in a Registeel, and this is definitely not an answer to a Snarl Shadow Grand Ball, because he is running close combat and going to be forcing shields already off the Registeel. That was a CMP tie, and I think you just shield here, because the Lock-Ons are still going to be doing 1 damage, despite the fact that he's double debuffed his defense. And I think at this point, yeah, you can pretty safely go for Crunch. Even if this doesn't quite KO, he probably can Snarl down, and the Registeel gives up both shields, and he gets the defense drop, and now, yeah, just commit to the Grand Ball. Let's see that Grand Ball sweep this entire team. They pivot into a Cobalion, and he's going to close combat the Cobalion. He is double debuffed on his attack here, but that still does so much damage. The opponent overfarms. They could have gone for the Sacred Sword, but they overfarm. Shadow Grand Ball is going to take out the Cobalion here, and this opponent was running a double Steel team, and the Shadow Grand Ball has basically taken out 2 full health Steel types. And at this point, the Walrein through right away, going to win CMP on the Earthquake, and now I think this Earthquake should just about KO, and it does KO. And yeah, the Registeel's so low here, easily going to make a move, and actually going to go for the BM catch. You absolutely love to see it, guys. BMing in this game is one of my favorite pastimes. Catches the Focus Blast as well. And if the game wasn't already over, it definitely is now. You love to see a little bit of BMing just to flex on the opponent in the endgame. So very well played game there. We saw a Fairy type take out 2 Steel types and gets the win. So very nicely played. Here are the honorable mentions, guys. Everybody that has sent me in a battle for this competition, as well as those of you guys who sent me in battles for a regular shoutcast that I didn't make it to. Huge thank you to all of you guys. I've been really feeling the love from the community lately. getting all kinds of awesome battle submissions, and it's been really fun. So thank you to everyone who sent in battles. Really awesome competition. Again, we are going to be voting on the best win of the month here. Probably in the next 12 hours or so, I'll put out a poll. So keep in mind, this is not a spice competition. Once again, we are just looking for those crazy wins, and make sure that you watch them all again before you vote as well, just so they're fresh in your mind. And that being said, if you guys are in Discord and you want to check out my Discord, I will have a link to my Discord in the description. And that being said, thank you once again to everyone. And if you are not subscribed, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, because the more subscribers we can get, the more Pokemon my wife will let me play.